is actually to guard against the propaganda which is spewed by the current regime of Zimbabwe under Emerson Mnangagwa. Part of the things that they have been doing, the ex-trolls of Mnangagwa are busy trying to spin propaganda over the courtesy call that was done by Lord Collins of Highbury to Emerson Mnangagwa. He is responsible for Africa under the current administration that is leading Britain at the moment. Does that mean that relations are being considered between Zimbabwe and Britain? I think on the part of Britain, Britain has always been clear that what they want is a restoration of human rights as well as human dignity in Zimbabwe. Once that is achieved, then the issue of sanctions, they are ready to put it behind them. Greetings and welcome on your lovely channel, that is the Hlonipani Global News. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we be live, guess what, you become the very first one to watch us. So number one, the visit that was done by Lord Collins of Highbury to Zimbabwe, it must be categorically stated that it did not come from his own country specifically to pay a courtesy call to Emerson Mnangagwa. That should be made clearly. He is in Zimbabwe to celebrate the birthday of King Charles. It must be the third, the current king of Britain at the moment. He was not in Zimbabwe because of trying to reconsider relations and also reconsider removing sanctions, especially for Emerson Mnangagwa and other government officials who are involved in corruption in Zimbabwe. So it should be categorically stated that this visit was not directed to Emerson Mnangagwa. I think Britain is just like any other Western countries, have made it clear for quite some time that as long as there is no respect for human rights in as long as the government continues to trample on the rights of the citizens of Zimbabwe, then there would be no meaningful relations that exist or removal of sanctions. That is the benchmark for these sanctions that currently exist to be actually averted. So, of course, I've seen one of the spokespersons of Mnangagwa regime. Britain has actually removed the sanctions for these following individuals: retired General Anselm Sanyate, individuals such as Owen Motanyube, Isaac Moyo, General Godwin Matanga, as Zimbabwe defense industries. It must also be put it categorically that these individuals were sanctions were removed on them upon them moved from positions which enabled them to actually trample on the rights of the citizens of Zimbabwe. For example, there is no point of still maintaining the sanctions on Sanyatwe whilst he no longer has influence on the Zimbabwe Defense Forces. Up to and until he actually retains influence, then sanctions may be meaningful to him. Same applies to Owen Muta. He is no longer influential within the Central Intelligence Organization. Individuals such as Isaac Moyo, these sanctions were targeting the offices of these individuals, of which these were decision makers in these offices, and these are the offices that played a critical role in terms of undermining the rights of the citizens of Zimbabwe. So we know that sanctions are still on. As much as some individuals may be free, I don't think it's easier for them to travel to countries like Britain and get visa. It may be quite difficult for quite a number of them. For example, Owen Mutangule is good remaining in Zimbabwe and not actually traveling abroad. Otherwise, no country may grant such a character a visa. So that visit to the State House, it was just a courtesy call because Lord Collins of Highbury was not coming specifically to Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa, but was attending King Charles' birthday celebrations. This year, I understand they are done, they are hosted by Zimbabwe as well as also Britain, and it is the embassy, the British embassy, that actually deals with that. So and also to see that these African leaders, they don't see the value of being a president. Just imagine the whole president meeting with a minister. They would a prime minister of Britain may not do that, may not necessarily do that. Donald Trump may not meet with a minister of Zimbabwe. He will actually send his team to meet with that particular minister. He may obviously meet with a president, not a minister. Same applies to Xi Jinping, the dictator, may not actually do so, or the Russian president. It can only be done by African presidents who are desperate, like Emerson Dambudzo Mnangagwa, to build a legacy. That is seemingly a mammoth task for him. Thank you very much for watching us. If you're watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. Alternatively, you can financially support this channel by pressing the join button and be part of our members who are the heartbeat of this channel. You can equally do so by also pressing the thanks button and send us stars. Also to remember to follow my music channel, which is Hlonipani Digital Music. Please do subscribe on that channel. It may also help in terms of programmings in the near future. For your unwavering